Hi, I'm Michael Jackson Heimos with Santa Monica's Morgan Wixon Theater, here with a talkback conversation with Eve Keller. Now, Eve has been around the Morgan Wixon for a while now, but just recently in the past few years, she's been directing some of our Y.E.S program shows. I'm excited to talk to Eve about the Y.E.S program and about her journey to the Morgan Wixon. Hello, Eve. Thanks for joining me here today.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Now, you hail from a small town in Virginia, correct?
Correct, correct. A little town called Galax.
How big is the town?
It is. I'm sure it's definitely grown since I was a kid. When I grew up there, it was about around 10,000. So I would say now it's probably still probably 12, 13,000 people.
So
Maybe pretty small.
were you always interested in theater? Did you study it?
I did. I was always interested in theatrics, not really knowing that I was interested in theater itself. Um, my brother and I would do just skits all the time. And very often we'd just be standing in the kitchen and he would like, here's the peanut butter. Or he'd just throw me a product and just be like, just make it up. And I would just randomly make up some goofy commercial or skit about that particular product. But it wasn't really until I got a little older, because of the lack of opportunity in my town, that I really realized, oh, there's actually like an outlet for these goofy things that I do.
What brought you out to Los Angeles?
So to follow acting, to follow acting,
I assume that was right out of school?
it was a little bit after school. I went to, I first left Virginia and actually went through Atlanta, Georgia. I did a little bit of acting work for, actually in the children's area of the Alliance Theater in Atlanta. And then did some other work locally in local theaters there. And then after X amount of years, just a couple friends were talking and I kind of got the bug and I thought, oh yeah, I'll go out and maybe I'll stay a year or two. So hence a very long time later, 20 something years, I think I've been out here now.
Wow.
Yeah,
So how did you find your way to the Morgan Wixon?
that was through a children's theater company that I used to work for. And they rented space from there. And so I found out about the theater. And and I've been working in and around that theater for a really long time.
What did you do for that other theater company?
So I was called the program director. And so I oversaw and supervised all the particular classes that were running at the theater.
How long ago did you get involved with Y.E.S?
I got involved with Y.E.S 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. Yes.
So
Yes.
for so for the people watching, what exactly is Y.E.S and what's the purpose of the Y.E.S program?
So Y.E.S stands for Youth Education Entertainment Series. And it's a really amazing program, very unique program, I think, that offers theater education at the same time a performance opportunity. So there are 4 to 5 shows a year, and we have auditions, and students of any ability, any level can come and audition. And they are usually given, I'm going to say approximately 10 performances that they actually get to do for the public. And I think that's the part that makes it unique, is there are a lot of programs in our city, gratefully, that offer drama education. But I think the piece that's different about the Y.E.S program is they actually offer them the opportunity to perform, not just for their family and friends, but for the general public. And I think it helps to sharpen their skills and their true understanding of what it means to be a performer.
And with the Y.E.S program, the shows are based on books, correct?
Correct. Yes. So it's also a literacy program. So it brings kids into the understanding of watching a play but that has been based on the book. So the hope is that they'll see the connection and, encourage them to read as well.
So you work with the Y.E.S program, you worked with that other children's program, and you said that you did children's theater in Atlanta at the Alliance. So have you always worked for children's theater?
I have been involved in children's theater primarily. Have had a couple other types of jobs. I had my one 9 to 5 job, and then other than that, I've had tons of part-time jobs in the various industries. I was pharmaceutical rep, a waitress, of course, and but primarily, I would say, and at least for the last many years, teaching has been my primary thing, my primary source.
So when you're directing the Y.E.S shows, do you also consider it teaching?
It's a great question. Yes, because I think part of working with younger actors in that aspect, in that format, there's always a bit of a teaching moment. But I do see that they are fairly separate to a certain degree. When I'm doing more of a group of students who haven't had as much experience, let's say, I'm going to really focus more on those fundamentals. And then, yes, we will culminate in a performance, but that is also an outlet for them to show off those fundamentals and put them to use. Whereas in the Y.E.S program, although we do get many students that are they've had less experience, we do also have a really great group of young actors who will come back and return to us. So the performance aspect you can shine the light more on the performance aspect and sharpen those skills even more. And we are presenting for the public, so there is that higher level that we're going for.
You began directing Y.E.S productions about 3 years ago. What shows have you directed?
I started with Curious George and the Golden Meatball, which was super fun, very energetic show. And then my second show was Disney's Winnie the Pooh, super sweet classic tale. And then I just finished in the winter directing The Emperor's New Clothes, which was incredibly fun.
Do you have a favorite memory or experience at the Morgan Wixon?
Oh, wow. I have a lot, but I'm going to go with the one that just jumped right in my head. And it was the very last day. It was the last show of The Emperor's New Clothes. So it was right after that, maybe an hour after, and the audience is gone and everyone's gone. And a couple students were still left, a good majority of the cast. And we were standing out on the sidewalk in front of the Morgan Wixon, which is sort of it's like the tree. If the Morgan Wixon could have a tree, it would be there. It's like the go-to place. We just kind of gather right outside the door and, chit chat with people. And one of the actors gave me a hug. And then lo and behold, another one came over and we were kind of had a little moment there. And then next thing I know, like they're all joining in. And then a couple of their parents joined in. Anyway, we had this really big group hug, and it was just really a special way to end the whole experience together. It was really nice.
Could that little girl in that tiny town in Virginia have ever imagined her life in Los Angeles today?
No, I don't think so. I'm still a little bit surprised that on a couple levels. I mean, in a way, when I look out my windows and see the beautiful sunshine out here and just all the amazing things I think that Los Angeles has to offer, it's like, wow, how did I never in my wildest dreams had Los Angeles or California in my head. And to also now think, being that child looking forward, interestingly enough, I kind of knew I was always drawn to teaching, but I always thought I would follow my mother's footsteps and be a school teacher. So it didn't really occur to me until I found theater that, I can take these two things and combine them together. So no, I really didn't see it coming, but it's been incredible.
Well, thanks for doing this with me today, Eve. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great for me too. I really appreciate it.
And I can't wait to see the next show you direct at the Morgan Wixon.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking the time.
Take care.
Okay, bye.